We picked Tiger. I forget what it was over, but nothing interesting. We're still only like 1500, so we can't buy anything. I don't really love any of these, but Unicorn makes us the strongest early on. I think, it's most likely, it's best on turn 1. And unless we have specific evil characters, I don't like this. I don't like the things with just one attack, one health. They just can't really beat anything. Tiger, we're just looking for triples. That's interesting. We would have tied with anything, so didn't matter a ton. Oh, and now we'll transform it, I think. Right. See what we get. Now we just end up with a 3-4. We could roll here. We could just go for like a cheeky 3. I think we will. Anything interesting here? No, unfortunately. No, we saw another unicorn. Not that exciting. We've seen a bunch of these, but no princes. We'll just see what we get on 4 and buy 2 of those. We're not going to freeze here. We don't love any of those. And yeah, hopefully we get some early treasures. Early treasures get doubled. And hopefully that was enough to do something fun. We're not going to do anything against Humpties. Wow, this is funny. They got 2 Humpties and then got the For Glory, which is almost always going to trigger with the Humpties, but they went aggressive here. That was really something. So if we want this to trigger, our best bet is to grab the Mims, and we can grab the Baby Root. Alternatively, we could grab the Cinderella, which is going to give us a level 2 treasure eventually. We could even pause on this round, because I don't actually think we want to trigger the Poliwag this turn. What if we pause here? This is actually an interesting, because we could buy all of these next turn. We just buy this as our 5. Getting 2 supports early is pretty strong. Buffing a ranged character will be strong. We'll trigger this. We'll try to get our Poliwag to transform into a 4-drop early. Oh wow. A leveled up, buffed range character is pretty strong. Okay, so a little change of plan, because we're definitely going for the Adventurer, which we will buff instead. Right, yeah, we'll buff the Adventurer instead. Getting a trigger. And our first things are going to be this. Try to get them to flip. Okay, so we're not quite as strong this round, but we've got an Adventurer, and we got a Poliwag that might be able to turn into a 4-drop, and then we'll get a lot stronger. Right here, we want to be thinking about if we want that +3/+3, which might be good. It's a spell cast, and it helps us continue to get the XP. I think we're going to go towards no here, but it is something to think about. We'd really like to flip the Cinderella soon, so we do want to keep casting spells. We're prioritizing the Adventurer over the Poliwaggle. Oh, we get lucky there. Unfortunately, Poliwaggle won't flip. And they'll win because they have a buffed Mad Mims back there. So, we're not going to take this goat, I don't think. Grab the chicken for now, see if there's anything interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think there is. We do want to try to cast a spell if we can. We are able to. We'll roll again. Wow, so these are actually very strong certain situations. We could cast another spell. What if we did grab this? Yeah, we'll try this. We don't really have that many evil characters, and I don't think evil characters are good in general, but these are very strong. I wonder how much... I think selling this to get this probably makes our board slightly stronger, but it makes us less likely to get the slay triggers, which we sort of desperately want. Although I think we're fine if this doesn't slay here. I think we're better off... Why is this... Oh, because we targeted it this turn with the thing. Should not have done that. Can we just take it out? So the thing is, we wanted to trigger on to get us a 5-drop instead of a 4-drop. I think we're just doing this. This seems really silly, but we'll just put it all the way at the end. It's very unlikely to trigger here, and if it happens to, That's fine, we'll get a 4-drop, but... So, you know, Tiger, getting 2 3-drops is usually pretty good, you know, matching 3-drops, and specifically evil 3-drops have an added benefit because Sarcophagus is probably the best thing to get on Tiger, so that was nice. That got taken out. We will lose this fight because they're going to summon a bunch of little sheep that are all buffed. We're going to take 7 damage. We're taking a ton of damage. We've been taking a lot of damage early the last few games. I wonder if we're just making too greedy of plays early on. Which, you know, it'd be surprising if we weren't, given, you know, a stated playstyle, but something we should think about. I wish I had anything I could cast this on. Maybe I'll cast it on this. Yeah, gets that a little bit. Ooh, grab this. It's very good with our board. I wonder if a greedy is any good here. Or if it's just going to live up to its name. Huh, we've been seeing a lot of dwarfs. I think we want to buy something, and the thing we're going to buy is probably a... Tweedledee. So I think with the Grim Soul, I think we actually want to save this for a 6 now. I know we keep pushing this back, but the Grim Soul gives us a way to trigger it from the back, and as soon as we hit 5, this becomes a lot less valuable. We'll put this here because it gets the buff. We're still pretty weak. We're likely to lose some fights, but if we can, so we'll hit level 5, hopefully. If we get 1 XP off of this, which we should, we'll hit it next turn. Looks like we'll... Oh, we won't get the 2, unfortunately. Wow, so we're going to take some damage here. What are we down to? 10? It's getting tough, but we did hit 5, which means we'll get this back in. Is it time just to do this? Just to trigger this and get the 2-drop for sure? Yeah, let's do that. Wait, it only costs us 1 gold overall. These get doubled. I guess we'll just take this. Plus 2 attack. We got a prince that isn't very good, but hopefully that won't matter much. None of these are super interesting. The slay isn't bad, although we don't want too many slays because we want to trigger specifically we want to trigger the ones we are trying to trigger. But I really want this book. There's no way to get it here, right? But I think we'll pause here and hope for the book. So we'll leave this one in. This will either give us the XP or will give us some more 2-drops or some 6-drops. If it triggers the 6-drop in fight, in combat too, this becomes even stronger. You know, for the fight, it becomes strong enough to maybe help us. It's possible, you know, none of that happens, we get knocked out in 8th place. We've had a pretty bad run. I don't think we've got a win in our last 3 or 4 games. Oh, sorry, drop something. But, you know, we've been going some greedy comps, and we really haven't had a ton of luck with some of the things. Okay, so we did transform. We transformed into a support in a situation when the support was actually fairly good for us. Our opponent still has a large range character though, and I think that means we're going to lose this round. We will survive, but just barely. Okay, oh, they had the monkey's paw. Okay, we're going to take the book, and we're going to roll here. Gonna grab the spell. Oh, more spell. So we could grab this Lancelot. Obviously we're gonna get rid of this. Lancelot. It's only 17. Okay, I don't know what I was reading. I think we're gonna swap some of these out. The idea here is that it's definitely an idea. The idea here is that we'll trigger either this slay and get +2/+2, or we'll trigger this back slay and get and, you know, get a new 6-drop to play with. After that, we'll no longer have this slay to contend with, and this can just focus on leveling this up. Hopefully, eventually we'll, get some more treasures. We've really been treasure light. We've only had one. I don't think we've seen a third Mad Mims, although it's possible I flipped right past it. We're playing someone lower down on the leaderboard, but there's kind of a big difference between the 22 health they have and the 3 that we have, so I'd guess that their power level's a little higher than ours. We still have a goofy little Tweedledee in there. So, we're just gonna see how this one goes. But, we are trying. We're trying our best. Okay, so we got something. I think Berenstein might cause some issues for us here. Yeah, it seems to be giving them a lot of spawns. Oh, because they're... Yeah, they're just gonna have summons that are too big. They got a 6-drop pretty early. We got one too. Oh, that's gone now. Does that give us a chance or not? Yeah, okay, we won a round. Huh. I was really skeptical, but we managed to win a round in sort of a weird backdoor type of way. Okay, well, we take those. Those being anything. We take anything. What if we grab this, and we grab this, and we put that right here? Yeah, we're gonna do that. Grab this. I'm gonna sell something to grab this. And the idea is that we'll put this right here, and we'll put this right here, and this will trigger either this sleigh. Oh no, we want this to be right here, right? How do we want to do this? This, maybe? Yes, we'll do it this way. So we want these 2 sleighs to be doubled. So if this triggers, it will give this either +40/+40, or this +4/4, which should be enough to do something. To either, well, start to level this up or make us win the fight, because this is just so big. And this is our current plan of action. Hopefully this will trigger, so it will need to get a trigger from this and then a second trigger itself. We put this second because prioritizing this, if this gets big enough, we'll win. It might be best just to take if we wanted to win a fight, we just take this out. We do want to win the fight, but if we want to secure winning the fight, we take this out, because getting this have a double trigger makes us the most likely to win. But I think we need to play, with the intention of trying to, have a long game as well. We took them down quite easily. If we do that, the 10 or 15 times, we could really have something going here. Wow, so looking at a good boy, looking at a Storm King. Good boy just doesn't fit with our comp at all. What if we level this up, right? Yeah, I think our best chance to win fights is to level that up, so we'll sell these 2 goofy things. Storm King is really good with this, but this is not a good character most of the time, I think, but the idea here is just that we're so likely to lose these fights, we're going to need something to happen. And I think our something currently is, let this get a bunch of triggers off this and go with it. There's some really nice build-arounds here. There's the Storm King, there's the Good Boy. We could have, bought some of these. We only have 2 good characters, that was the issue. I think we would have sold 1, but putting a 1/1 in just so I can get 7/5 from the Good Boy doesn't seem like the direction we want to go. And we're sort of in win now mode. We don't have the luxury of scaling over time. So hopefully we'll get the 5-drop off of this, and then we can just go wild. Once this triggers, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if our setups, I don't know if we just want to maximize the win percentage by taking this thing out, but I think we still need a scale. We're fighting the top person, though. I think now that this is upgraded, there's a good chance that it survives, a hit or 2. So I'm gonna go with it. Oh, maybe it's better to do this. No, that wasn't better. I was mistaken, and this really isn't the time to be mistaken. But the reason it wasn't better was because we really want this to get the upgrade. Now we're gonna win this fight, which is great. But we sort of still weird spots. I'm gonna grab these and these, and we're gonna just buff this so it triggers at the beginning of the fight. Create a copy of a good character. See, all our things are not good. Oh, we could get a doubled up level 2 treasure, right? I can't imagine that's good here. I think we want to do something like this, actually. This will trigger immediately. The idea is that this now has extra slay abilities. I wonder if that means we want to sell these two for another treasure here. Yeah, I think we do, as wild as that sounds. We'll get this treasure, and hopefully it's something valuable. Getting the first attack each brawl might be enough. Yeah, I think that actually gives us a meaningful power upgrade here. And just the hope is that this is big enough to carry us in the short term, and then this sort of takes over and triggers and starts getting stronger, and we'll get a level 5 treasure out of this. So hopefully we can survive. You can see this now. There's 4 health, 3 health, and 2 health. So a lot of people are down here in the gutter with us. But yeah, we really need this to keep triggering. Again, it might be best to get rid of this, but we can't sacrifice all long term for that. What is their board here? Am I not understanding their board? Oh, they have the cat. Okay. However, this is going to trigger and get very large, so I think we're still good here. Yeah, that just got really large. Huh. I mean, they picked a powerful setup, but not so much that it was game breaking. Do they have it? I didn't see they had Juliet. I'm sure they did, obviously. But... Okay, well we did some damage to them. They can get down here in the gutter with us. Ooh, when one of your characters dies, the other. So this makes, if the Jormungand is still alive, we have good chances. I think we're in trouble enough that we need the Merlin. Or sorry, not the Merlin. We're playing Merlin. I think we just need the Pigamorph to try to hopefully stay alive. And none of these are super interesting so far. I don't even know what I'd use this on, but I'm sort of leaning towards trying to get it. I could use it on this, or I could just use it on, yeah, tripling the sleigh. Although tripling something you have 2 of is a little wacky. Yeah, that might be a bad idea. Oh, Echowoods is interesting here. It gets so big off of all the triggers. Yeah, I might grab that. If we decide not to, we just lose a gold, with the roll. But if we decide to, if we end up wanting to do that. So the idea of Tree of Life is that this gets so big that it's going to be hard to do, kill it in one go. Okay, so if we get pigged, we're in trouble. We didn't, so we have a very big character. As long as they don't get... depends on what they spawn out of this. If they get the Medusas and the Applewoods, obviously we could be in trouble. If they don't, we're just going to continue to summon very large things. Oh, they got 2 Medusas? We took one out immediately. Oh, and we took the other one out. Okay. And yeah, even with their pretty powerful range character, they can't take this out. Oh, they survive at 1 health because on non-ranged attack. That was tough. Is the Echowood good here? I think it is. I think it's pretty good here. We're gonna grab it. What we really want is another Grim Soul. Huh, I wonder if it's worth changing here. Yeah, we can see what we get. Right? Is that worthwhile? I don't know. This is always tough. I really don't know. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And what we're going to do is get rid of this. Put this in. This looks a little stupid, but the idea is that this now has to trigger this which will grow this very large. Put this over here, I guess. So, and we always get the first attack. So as long as it's sort of a straight up brawl, I think we're in really good shape. I actually don't know how much this gets every time it slays. And having two very big characters is nice because it makes the Tree of Life even better. So let's see, we will get the first attack. And we get to trigger these again. This is nice because this kind of board tries to attrition us down, which becomes very difficult when we have such a large front line that has Tree of Life. The weakness is, however, that we don't actually trigger the Tree of Life very often because our characters in the back are ranged and aren't likely to die. But you can see the power of our board here. Okay, so we are mainly looking again for, if we could get the triple on that, it'd be very, very strong. I think there's very little else that matters. Oh, we could make a... Oh, we made a big Storm King. I wonder if that's worthwhile at all. Well, we could get a second one of these. Again, I don't think that matters a ton, though. Maybe it's better than these other two things. I think we're replacing this turn, though. Put this in back. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I forgot exactly what we were looking for. Oh, Grimsoul. Yeah, so I think this is the thing we're gonna go with. You know, if we get this to double up, it will not only trigger, it will save us a board slot because having the second one isn't great, and since the trigger is doubled, we'll get 4 total triggers instead of 3, and that will just make everything much larger. Yeah, I mean, it's not an overly exciting board. It's a little bit weird, but this is what came together for us, and I think this is what we're going to have to hope gets us through. We've, like a Jormungand isn't usually strong, but this is the situation we found ourselves in. Oh, and this unfortunately is a very bad setup for us. We got very lucky there because both their apple bombs attacked in. That was the danger we were in. Was having their apple bombs get attacked by Jormungand, but fortunately it didn't, and we crushed them. Yeah, really crushed them there. They got unlucky. Pretty unlucky that neither of the apple bombs got attacked. Maybe grab another one of these. Is it worth it though? It's probably better than a Storm King here. Not gonna grab these. We really, really badly want a Grimsoul that we just can't find. I actually think it's worth selling this for this. And I think since we guaranteed to attack first, this is actually bigger than the Storm King in all situations. So, I think this is just what we're going with. We're going to have 2 large Echowoods and hope. This is, really hope. I forget what they had. I think it was the Berensteins, right? Good boy Berensteins. So they did get they could have gotten a lot stronger if they tripled some things. The hope is that this hits one of the back row Berensteins and kind of disrupts their combo. It's possible they have some Echowoods and some good boys. I think they had 2 last time, but if they pump them a little bit, it's possible they just outscaled us. But, we were at 3 health or 4 health or whatever when people were at 20 health. And if we happen to pull this out, I mean, I think there's no way we could be upset about it. So I'm excited to see what happens. This is probably gonna be the last fight. Unfortunately, tripling this would have been so good, and we just haven't seen one. We probably saw a bunch of Grimsouls before I went for it, and then just never saw another one, which is a little bit silly. But yeah, this is a really cool one. These Hermes boots, which we got with that Mad Mims upgrade, have been so huge because they really reduce the variance of these fights. Oh, we got the good boy right away. Oh, and they got one of... Oh no, they got all the things that up our buffs. Oh, that's so awful for us. That is so tough for us. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose because of that. They got some very, very good triggers there. Oh, and we don't quite get the hit there. Oh no, we won! We won! Oh wow, we got so lucky. Oh wow, their spells were so good, but we pulled it out. Oh, I'm so excited. That had to be one of the weirdest comps I've ever won with. And we had been on a really bad streak. If you had, asked me to take my bets on the comp that would get us the first win in, 5 or 6 games, this would not be it, but that was a really fun one.